Hey everybody, are we still awake? Cool, rock on people. So who here has kids? Yes, great. Well, these are my kids. Come on. Thank you.
Alexa, turn the lights off. Turn the lights on. No, off. On. Alexa, turn the lights on. It's just on. Alexa, turn the lights on. No, Alexa. Alexa, turn the lights on. Alexa, turn the lights on.
Can I get a remote or? Thank you. So voice will not always go easy. I'm Maarten Lens-FitzGerald. I investigate or instigate movements that shape the future. For me, voice is my fifth medium. The last one I did was augmented reality. I had over 44 million users, and now I'm doing voice at nodes. I run a platform called Open Voice. Every 2 months, we have 150 people coming together in Amsterdam exploring what you can do. I have the Voicecast, which is a podcast, Project Silver. There's a session about that tomorrow. We do the Voice Task Group, which we'll see later, and I have a book coming out. So voice, voice, voice. But today, I'm going to talk about the Black Mirror scenario of voice. Who here knows the series, Black Mirror? Yes. Because, yeah, I'm a bit worried. Okay, there you go. This really is, okay, thank you. So I'm going to very shortly talk about voice, because voice I think you guys know already, and then I'm going to talk about the scary bit, what really scares me. And then I'm going to end a bit with the hope and the action for you guys. Okay. So voice, what excites me about voice? It is the first interface we all learn and use, and maybe it is our last if you skip Neuralink, of course. We all know this, we all seen these, over 2 billion devices, and we're not even talking about what they do in China, which we just heard a little bit about. So yeah, it's big, and it's coming. In Holland, it's doing pretty well. I'm from Holland, I'm from Amsterdam. But the scary bits are pretty not so good. If you think about it, voice is the reddest ocean ever. The blue ocean theory, you might be familiar with it. That means that there's a market out there where nobody is active yet. And that means you can do anything, and everybody can do and grow the biggest potential ever. Well, with voice, this is not the case. It's the other way around. That's why it's red. And of course, you know the players, and they all have their own silos. They only work for each other or for themselves in their silo. They don't really share. They each try to grab our attention and try to fight for it. And if you think about it, it's almost like Mars. We all want to go there, but you know what? You can't really live there. It's not going to be fun, because control is profit-driven. If it comes down to you or Google, Google will choose for Google, not for you. Or Amazon. And they all, like I said, work for themselves. You don't really know what's going on. You don't understand their architecture. You don't know where your voice exactly, anonymized or not, is being recorded and stored. And there's no checks and balances. 5 billion for Facebook, that's nothing for them. The stock went up after that announcement the other week. So there are some risks if you think about it. Of course, there's the privacy abuse. As in, what can they do with all that data? Again, there's no checks and balances. But also, there's no due prominence. This is a new word for many, also for me. Due prominence means that you will pass on, for instance, NPR. If you are a big platform like radio, and you have a channel, some things need to be passed on, passed through. But if you're Google, maybe eventually you can say, you know what, I don't want NPR anymore because we have something similar, so we shouldn't do that anymore. We will not do it anymore, and they have that power. Why in the App Store not all apps are accepted by Apple? Because literally it's contrarian to their own interest. There's lack of interoperability, so you can't easily port one experience to the other platform. And users, in the end, are exploited because it's not really for us, it's for them. Everybody who creates a voice service is actually working for Google's strategy or for Amazon's strategy or for Bixby's strategy to own that channel. That's not really fun about it, if you think about it. I work with a lot of brands, a lot of companies, and I tell them, like, yeah, you can't really make a specific contract with Google because you're not big enough. They won't even take your phone. And again, you are part of their strategy. They're not part of yours. And we've seen this before. If you look at social and mobile, it was only driven by commercial interest, how that was developed. And we saw where that ended up. We experience that every day. There's the digital addiction, mental health, breakdown of truth, polarization. Look at like the new prime minister in the UK. Is that really a good thing? How the hell did that happen? Political manipulation, superficiality. Let's do an influencer campaign. This is all new. And is this really good? Is this what we want? Every time I pick up my phone now, there's either a message from Eric or from Pete Erickson or another push message that I need to check, and I forget what I was doing. I was just looking up a Mexican place again to have dinner. So your phone really is this ultimate manipulation tool that really sucks the life out of you. And if you think voice, it's maybe even worse there. Because never before has so much data been recorded on such a massive scale. So much biometric data is now on the servers of all these platforms. And basically, you said yes somewhere along the line in their terms and conditions, so they can do whatever they want. And of course, it's all legal because their lawyers are more expensive than yours. So they'll always be right. And what can you do then? Well, are you familiar with Crystal Knows? Who here uses Crystal Knows? Crystal Knows is a service that I integrate in my Gmail and my LinkedIn, and I can see who somebody is and how I should communicate with them. So this is Pete Erickson, for instance. If you want to talk to him, well, Crystal Knows tells me that I need to, if I want to persuade him, like this is literally what the machine tells me to write and how to influence them, because he knows, the machine knows his personality from his social media and everything else. And then I know I am enriched, literally, and empowered to really write something, not what I would write, because I have a specific style. Know what works for his style, because based on his psychrometric data. So how do we not get this new medium full of manipulation based on psychrometric data? Because that's all in your voice. Within a couple seconds, the machine knows what kind of person you are and can cater their skill, their action, their voice to something that you will say yes to, willingly or not almost. And that's what's going to happen, like a teenager at a rock concert. So there is hope. Hope is necessary, as she says here. Who knows what this is? It's the internet. Long time ago. And if we look there, we can learn some things. And if you think about it, the internet has been the most impactful blue ocean ever. There it was different than mobile, than social. And maybe we can learn something there. Over 35 years of business is that what we have never had before, unparalleled. Growth, prosperity. Everybody here thanks his job probably one way or the other of the work that was done there. And this was all possible by the Internet Society, the W3C, the IETF, the RIPE, and others, which are all non-profit organizations where all the platforms of then work together, do interoperability, standards, and peering. They make sure that everybody had one type of email that worked everywhere. So right now in voice, I told you I do open voice, and basically we have a movement there going too. Just to grow the interest, what you can do. Every month, every 2 months, I said, we have people coming, Google, Amazon, everybody else, to discover what you did, how you do it, and how you can do it better. I started Project Silver, together with Jeroen here up front, who's talking tomorrow, where together with the main brands in Holland, we come together to see what we can do for the aging, for the older adults, which is now really becoming their own projects and really starting to move. So there's a lot of movement there, and that's why I'm starting today the Voice Task Group. The Voice Task Group basically is the W3C for voice, where I'd like to create, or it is a safe third place for the Amazons, for the Googles, but also for the brands, for the agencies, to figure out what we should do together to make sure that this medium emerges well, better than social, because it's more valuable, I think, in the end. And that's what we'll be hearing soon. So we work for nonprofit, we are nonprofit, interoperability, standard, safe usage, inclusion of the right people, or for everybody. And in the end, we just want to grow and guard the potential of the channel. So please go to voicetaskgroup.org, register, keep updated. Hopefully in December we'll have our first meeting in Amsterdam to set our agenda and make sure that the right things will happen here. Thank you very much.